Hi, every people. This is your cult of personality here. Toon Critic's name, Toon's name of my game. Welcome to Roundtable's Magic, the show where we're not talking.
I am so freaking shiny! I'm like a diamond in the rough. I struck my stuff.
Who would have thought that someone like Lightning Bliss would interrupt the introduction?
See, I was trying to be polite this time.
And then Kichi over here. I had a special intro for this too. Man, okay, whatever. So yeah, I'm Toon Critic. Welcome to Roundtable's Magic. We're not discussing a pony thing today. We got a bunch of people though. What we are going to talk about. We have Kichi, who is filling in for Voice of Reason.
I will try to remain cynical.
You can be as cynical as voice, but there's only a special amount of voice cynicism that we like.
Voice cynicism.
Yes, we have Golden Fox and Keyframe.
Aloha, everyone.
I am Moana of Montanui. I am Moana of Montanui. And there's a million sets I haven't sailed. But just you wait. Just you wait. I planned that, and I am very proud of myself.
Oh, jeez. Lightning Bliss.
Like I said, I'm a diamond in the rough.
Of course you are. Freaking eloquent. And our special guest, for this stream, we have with us lovely Lauren, TheAbbeyRoadie.
Hello, I would personally like to thank Toonie here for having me on the panel, and also I would like to thank
This is a podcast.
Podcast. It's a panel on a podcast. Excuse me, I was trying to make my little intro. And here's the second part of it. I would also like to thank Circumference for the creation of a round table.
I just want to point one thing out about your introduction, Abby. You got Toon's name wrong. It's Toonie Balloony.
Oh my god. Yes. Okay.
Yes, but this is the AbbeyRoadie. She is a very great artist that you guys can find. Zach, you better put a link to her DeviantArt in the description, or I will kill you.
No, I will.
TheAbbeyRoadie on DeviantArt.com. She also has a YouTube channel. She's not active on, but if you subscribe to her, maybe she will.
She's got an animated video for those who listen to King Washington.
Yes.
Yes, she has a little bit of fame underneath her belt. She is pretty cool in my book. But anyways, I will link all that in the description if you're watching this on YouTube. We are here to talk about Moana. Real quick before we get into that, if you notice the bar below, I'm doing a little bit of a special for you guys. For those watching this live, we have the donation bar below. If we hit 25, I will do a tuned in on The Lion Guard fully, and 50, we will get all of us together to talk about The Lion King 2, because I figure a lot of us are Disney nerds and we can do that. So, without further ado, Moana. I'm pretty sure that all of us enjoyed this movie.
Yes!
Yes.
So, who would like to go first talking about what they liked?
Let's go with Voice of Reason. Why don't you go first?
Oh, very funny.
Pass it off to Voice of Reason. Oh, wait, he's not here.
No. Call me Voice of Reason. It'll be hilarious.
Okay,
yeah,
Miss Voice of Reason.
Think of this movie.
Voice of Nonsense, rather.
Voice of Nonsense, alright.
I only get to talk about one thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
Or general. Okay.
Okay, my favorite aspect of the movie were the characters. Ironically enough, my favorite character was the water.
That's a little awkward to say.
You'll be able to say that statement.
I know it sounds weird, but the personality that they gave to I don't see how you can make water have such a funny personality. How it was just messing with Maui and Moana and taking care of the chicken.
Sassy water is sassy.
The freaking chicken.
Hey.
Fucking hey.
But yes,
I'm sorry, I should not swear.
That was
anyway.
fine.
But yes, I love the sassy water. That was my favorite part was just how they made all the characters so in depth and gave them so much development in such a short time. It's kind of hard to do that a lot of the times in these movies. So that was my favorite aspect of the movie.
All right. Who do you pass it off to?
Goldie.
Ooh, I actually don't know. There was a lot of great things in this movie. So,
just pick one.
I like how it managed to work with its humor.
Oh yeah, it was a very surprisingly funny movie.
Yeah, like the type of humor it had, like most of which you think they're just like immature, but they're actually done in such a clever manner. For instance,
I'm just pushing this away from the edge of the bed.
The pee joke.
You have the quote-unquote warm water. I saw that.
That's so good.
Ew!
I'm like, this is a kid's movie.
Oh,
Yeah.
See the look on Maui's face.
That's how you do a
You know what, Angry Birds? That's how you do a pee joke.
Yeah.
Yep.
Not just have them staring at someone peeing for 3 minutes.
And then just wanted to throw up after that.
Mm-hmm.
There was, of course, along with what Kiji said about the sassy personality of the ocean, it was just a lot of, like, it was, like, a bit of slapstick, but in such a way where, like, let's say, multiple times Moana gets tossed off the raft, and then she gets tossed right back on the raft. Maui tries to escape, like, oh no, I'm not helping out. No, you're going to help out.
You were aboard my boat.
That also includes the Shining scene, because...
yeah,
Anything, man, cut it out.
Okay, Toon, when we get to you, I want, along with the thing that you liked, I would love to hear why you groan every time we talk about the crab. Anyway, is that all you have to say, babe, or were you going to pass it off to?
I'm going to pass it off to British Ninja. Oh, wait.
Really?
Okay. I'll pass it off to Abby.
Oh, okay. Let's see, because I got a list of stuffs. Well, firstly, Moana herself. Hello, she is a really well-rounded character, and I mean, her design, her personality, everything about her. I'm like, she's quirky and she has a good heart, but she's also stubborn, and she has that slight naivete because she's been so sheltered on that island.
An actual mature princess.
Huh?
An actual mature princess.
Yeah, I'm like, this is the way you should do a princess without being a princess, you know what I mean? And
Yeah.
it's like, and she's willing to take so many risks for her people and for Maui, and just to make sure that everybody is okay. She's willing to literally go to the ends of the sea to make sure that the world is safe. And
I mean, she was basically going on a suicide mission at the end.
Yeah.
Suicide Squad to
She's like, I don't care if you're a giant. I'm gonna go past you.
Yeah, exactly. And she's smart. She can even when she's kind of that sheltered, she has a certain, almost like a book smarts without the book smarts to it. It's because of she takes what she learns on the go, and she uses calculation. She figures things out by being practical, and I think that's really, really cool because she figured it out before Maui could. In the end, at the climax, like how to really get around everything, and so I think that's, I'm like, without spilling too much, but it's just she's smart and she's determined, and she has no love interest. That's also admirable. You don't have to have a love interest, and because Frozen, while it kind of has somewhat of that with Elsa not having a love interest, blah blah blah, it still had Anna and Kristoff and all that.
Hashtag
so I
get
like
Elsa
that.
girlfriend.
Also her I know that you mentioned it, but her design, she's actually kind of buff when you look at her.
Yeah, she's actually built more like how somebody who would be more physical and seafaring, and someone who has muscle on her, somebody who can withstand the elements, and has already shown to do that with even just her life on the island. Like this is
not a stick.
This is part of her culture. This is how they all are. They do all the manual labor. They all work together, and they all work in the fields. They all do their part in keeping the village working. So I think that's great that they finally have like this really great, well-rounded princess. Not really a princess, a heroine. But so I think Moana definitely one of my favorite just aspects of the whole thing.
Who are you going to pass it off to?
I don't want to take any more points away, so I think I should pass it off to Blissey.
Oh, okay.
For once, she's not last.
I'm not always last, but anyway.
I'm not always last.
I'm not always last. I'm not.
I know, just the way you said it.
There was like a moment of time where I thought I was always first, and I'm like, okay, that needs to stop. Anyway, I love the music.
Yeah.
I mean, this is music I can listen to several times over. Even the funny evil one with the crab scene, that one was just hilarious to me. I mean, had given me, oh shush, you I'm gonna boople your snoot.
Boople snoot. Snoodled and booped.
We need to summon the boople snoot.
Look, even the one Maui sings, like, ToonKriticY here had an idea for maybe a script where he sings the song to Blissey, because Blissey, I guess you could say I portray as a little princess at times.
You totally are, though.
I am not, but the songs are relatable. They're fun, they're playful, they're dance worthy. And then you have the serious, sad ones, like where she sings about who she is and who she wants to be and where she wants to be, as well as who she wants to represent for her people. I love that song, especially the one at the end. And this is what frustrated me about Frozen. Frozen had some great songs. I'm not gonna lie. The problem is that these songs were too long, and they were happening every 1 minute within the film, and that gets annoying. Not to mention, they kind of felt like they were just thrown in, with a few exceptions of the more popular ones. These songs, though, they weren't long. They were relatively short. They had a purpose. Every single one of them had a purpose. And, yeah, it was just done right. Frozen, take note. With that, I will pass it off to...
Pass it to me. 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 Pass it to me.
It's just been giving me a hard time today. I don't even want to pass it.
Oh, come on.
Well, mine's a continuation on the music point, so that's why I want to go next.
Okay, I'll let you tell us that.
Yay! Anyway, yes, my point is the music, because I love the music. But the thing is, I love the music because of how it's styled. The way the main songwriter, I mean, there were 3 main music people, but the main songwriter was Lin-Manuel Miranda. Not going on a Hamilton spiel, but he's the creator of Hamilton.
Let's shock.
Oh, I did not. Okay, no, I did not know that.
He is the main. I mean, he's the main writer, and he was the actor for Hamilton and Hamilton. But he also did. I mean, he didn't get hired for this for Moana through Hamilton. He got hired through his previous production in The Heights. And he has such a talent for getting information and also just writing these hooks and just how everything is worded is so great. But what I love about Moana, more so than Frozen's music, is that Moana is very Broadway in its style, and it's not like, oh, every piece is a huge bombastic musical number. It's that it has running themes in its music.
I want to see Moana the musical.
Oh, that would be awesome.
Well, that would
make it happen.
It has running themes in how its music is styled. Like, when you listen to a lot of musicals, like, say, Les Mis or Phantom of the Opera, you can hear previous motifs from previous songs when they put them into other ones, and there's a lot of reprisals and everything. You can hear that especially in Lynn's work with Hamilton and stuff. And you can hear that in Moana. There is, like, 3 reprises of How Far I'll Go.
Yeah.
And they use it in the Ancestor song. And the Ancestor song, or I Am Moana, uses pieces from not just How Far I'll Go, it uses it from Know Where You Are and the Journey song that's also in there. That's not sung by anyone but Lynn. But it's just how it's styled feels so good, and everything feels connected. Like, there's not a song that feels thrown in. There's a certain aspect in each song that gives it a unique touch, but you can tell that it's from the same movie. And that was my problem with Frozen, because while there was good songs in Frozen, for one thing, all the songs were in the first act, except for Fixer Upper, and there was no reprise, there was no thing that connected it except for the first time in Forever reprise.
Yeah.
And then you go to the complete third act where there's not a single song in it, not even at the ending when everyone's happy. And it just felt cluttered, and it felt... Some of the songs had such a dissonance to... that it's like, is this song from the same movie? Like, you have... At one time, you have Let It Go, and For the First Time in Forever. But then you have Fixer Upper and In the Summer.
Fixer Upper? Is that the one with the trolls?
Yes.
I hate that song.
But either way, I like Moana because everything feels like it's supposed to be there. And it shows so immensely in the music. And every song helps move it along. Even, prepare for Toon Groan, even in the Crab song. The Crab song actually does have a great verse saying, you know, far from the humans that you tried to get the love, but the humans that abandoned you. That's a very integral part of the character because you even heard it in the beforehand that, you know, Maui did all this stuff to get the humans' love. I mean, Maui in Hawaiian mythology is supposed to be basically their Superman. So, yeah, there's a purpose to everything, and it doesn't feel like a filler fixer-upper, and I just love that. So, time to pass it off to the Grownmeister, Toon.
Hi. Okay, so no, I want to talk about the one thing that I loved in this movie. The one big thing that I loved is Maui. He is my favorite character in this. Ever since I heard the announcement that The Rock is going to be in a Disney movie, I was excited about that. Then I found out it's a musical and that The Rock's going to sing in it, which made me kind of bounce up in my seat with joy because I'm like, oh, I cannot wait to hear this.
He sung during his WWE career, didn't he?
Hmm?
He sung during his wrestling career.
No, I know that, but in a Disney movie, though.
I know, I'm just saying, like, you already knew that he could sing.
Deal.
Oh yeah, I know he could sing. He had the Rock concert. He would, like, do, like, these random singing vignettes. Like, he has a great voice, like, a very recognizable voice. So, getting into my favorite song from the whole thing, You're Welcome, it's so amazing because the great thing about his character actually ties in with how the movie was sold through the trailers. When you look at the trailer, you just think, oh, he's such a cool dude, they're gonna go on a great adventure together. But then, when you watch the first 5 minutes of the movie, everything you think you know about Maui goes completely out the window, and you see that he's a very different character than what you thought, and there's so much depth to him. I think he's the most fleshed out character in the entire thing, and it's the whole usual, oh, I'm the badass, oh, you know, I'll warm up to you eventually. We've seen this trope so many times, but the way that they do this for Maui is so interesting, I think. It's when you see why he did what he did and why it means so much to him, when it gets, like, deep down and, like, dark, like, it gets real, and I love that.
Now he's dealing with abandonment issues.
I know, and I just wanted to give him a hug. I'm just like, ugh.
Yeah, see, I knew you were gonna pick Maui to talk about. That's why I left him for you, because I would have also gushed about him, but I knew you had more to say.
Also, fun fact: if anyone noticed when he was trying to shapeshift between so many different creatures, who here noticed Sven?
I did. I saw
him for a split second, and I kind of sat up a bit in my seat. I'm like, wait, was that? No. Oh, Disney, sneaking in your Easter eggs.
Easter eggs. Well, there's a few other Easter eggs, and like Ron and John, the directors, are hiding in some of the village scenes.
Oh yeah, that's right.
I don't know.
I think they're supposed to be in like a tapestry or something.
Yeah, but yeah.
Just the thing, the whole thing about
the crab.
I will in a sec. Just the whole thing about Maui. I loved his character. I think The Rock was the perfect choice for him. I loved You're Welcome. That's my favorite song in the movie. My least favorite song is the Crab song. This, I felt, was pointless, if not for the fact that they used it to get the hook. You could have done it any other way, but then you throw it into a musical number, and I kind of just sit here like, are you serious? Really? Are we doing this? Okay, all right. I'm just gonna sit back and listen. Now, don't get me wrong. It's not a bad song. Just because it's my least favorite does not mean that I hate it. I just think that it was pointless. And you know what? Maybe it's just me. We could have had a second rock song if we had taken it out. I would have preferred if we got a second rock song, but no, we got this pointless crap. No, we could have had the rock sing twice, but no, we got this.
I feel like at the end when he was like, "Did you at least like the song?" Toon yell out "No" in the theater.
You know what? It was a funny story about that actually did happen. There was a kid in the theater that yelled "No," and I kind of turned my head and I'm like, "Oh, okay."
Did you at least like the song?
But I did like the part where, you know, it got all dark and there was like the face paint and stuff. I'm like, okay, that's interesting. I'll give it that. That's still pretty cool. But to me, I just felt that this is really the only song that doesn't fit. Every other song in this movie fits perfectly. This is the one song I feel that doesn't quite fit. But that's really my only minor complaint, so I'm going to pass it back to Key.
You're welcome.
Just the thing that I loved about that song too is that, like, I'm getting all into it. He's just like, "'Cause I'm gonna need that boat." I'm like, wait a minute, and
he's just trying to to butter her up.
And then he just throws her into a cave. I'm like, wait a minute, I've been bruised.
Let me just say, he was gonna leave her to die in that cave
with a statue of himself.
Yes. Because there was no exit to that cave that he knew about.
But she was able to parkour her ass out of it.
Yeah, she freaking wall climbed out of there.
I'm just like, how?
Those damn games.
Again,
she used to climb in them trees to get coconuts. She's an athlete.
Anyway, Key, your point.
The other point that I liked, because I don't have anything that I didn't like about this movie.
Really? Nothing?
No, I think this movie's better than Zootopia.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
You hear that, AC Race Best?
Oh
boy.
I mean, I agree.
See, here's the thing. I just think that Zootopia, I do like it. It's a really great movie. I love it. I just think Moana is the more solid film. Like, there are... Even there's probably mistakes in Moana or like gripes that people can have, but I feel like those are a lot smaller in the grand scheme of things than the problems that I could point out with Zootopia. My favorite song in the movie was the Ancestor song, which is the second to last song in the movie. It made me cry, but it's such a, like I said before, it's a mix. It's a medley without being a medley of a lot of the songs that were integral to Moana's character development, and just the Rachel House, who was the grandma, singing at the beginning, and that broke me apart. God, and Moana's voice. God damn, her voice actress is such a great singer.
Hi, Moana.
Yeah. She is such a powerful. She was 14 when she recorded her stuff for that.
Really?
Yeah,
and she just turned 16. She's now officially Moana's age. This week she celebrated her birthday. Can you imagine the premiere of your very first big movie deal on the week of your sweet 16? And you get to travel the world as part of a tour for your movie?
And you know what that also gets you? A free trip to Disney World.
Yes! Yay! But yeah, my favorite song in that, because I think it just shows why Moana is so great. She's talking about she loves the ocean, but she loves her people. Like, one of the lines in the song is, "I'm a girl who loves her people," and talking about how she can feel her ancestry inside of her, of the voyagers and the people who scoured the seas. And when she finally yells, "I am Moana," I'm just like, fuck! That gave me chills in the theater. Yeah. I've never felt that powerful of an emotion from a Disney movie in a long time, or from a Disney princess for that matter. And I love a lot of the Disney princesses, but she just, God, I love her. And that song was basically the bow on top of the the birthday present that she probably got on her sweet 16. So I'm gonna pass it back to my previous person, Blissy.
Did your points get taken?
Like the Ancestor song?
Oh no, I love that was. Hold on, I gotta move my mic over. There we go. No, I love that song. I love all the songs. I got no songs to complain about. If I have, this is a nitpick. If I have anything to say that I kind of saw coming, it was the ending.
Spoilers.
Really?
Should I just go into spoilers? Spoiler!
Spoiler alert!
Well, this whole game's a spoiler.
Right here!
We never said anything.
Okay.
Spoilers.
Alright, they have been warned. Go
They
ahead.
have the warrant! Okay, so, the very beginning of the movie, they're talking about the heart of Nefertiti, right? Is that her name?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Nefertiti.
Nefertiti.
No, it's Tefiti.
Tefiti, my bad.
Tefiti. That's it.
Sounds like the word.
Thank you. Tefiti, the goddess of light, basically. And her heart was stolen by Maui, like, thousands of years ago, but... So, the world is dying, basically, until it gets it back. Until she gets it back. Oh, it just who happens to show up near the end, or actually at the beginning and at the end. What shows up? A lava monster. Now, what does lava have in common with land and islands?
I don't know. I mean, like, I could see what you mean by seeing it, but
That's what I saw.
It wasn't predictable for me. I didn't see it coming.
I didn't see that coming up until when it was about to happen. I'm like, wait a minute.
Yeah, I think it threw me off because they gave the monster a name as if it had already existed.
Yeah.
and they already showed it
Yes,
in the
they gave it a name, but that didn't deter me from the fact that, okay, you just stole something from a goddess and you have pissed her up. What do you think she's gonna do? She's going into full-blown rage mode, which is a volcano. It makes perfect sense. Now, look, and I like that it's a yin and yang thing. She is a creation of life. Well, volcanoes are responsible for that too. Volcanoes destroy life, but they also recreate it too, because lava islands are a pure, rich source for soil and growth, and it's just one of the purest soils you can get around here, and it just makes sense that I would see that Tefiti just went full-blown god rage mode and she became a lava monster. It made perfect sense to me, and I kind of just saw that coming. This is a nitpick. Obviously, not everybody's going to see that coming, because obviously Key and Abby didn't see it coming. I don't think Zach saw it coming. I kind of did. And
There's nothing wrong with seeing something coming, though, so...
Yeah.
again, it's a nitpick.
Yeah, and the fact that it makes sense also is kind of a compliment, because at least the twist that they were going for, it made sense.
It made perfect sense.
Well, yeah, and also the thing is, it was kind of weird, because, I mean, I thought I saw it coming, and then I didn't, and then I realized at the end when she says, oh, she's gone. Tefiti is gone. And I'm like, wait a second. And then I'm like, wait, does she have something marking, does Tika have some marking on her? And then, of course, they look back, and there she is, where the heart's supposed to be, like, there it is.
Yeah, like, literally, I did not realize that the island was a lot smaller than in the flashback until she said something about her being gone. I was like, oh, I should have seen this coming, but I didn't.
I didn't see it coming that Taha was Tahiti.
Taka
was Tefiti, because while the grandma was telling the whole story.
I like the grandma.
Yeah, she's
a
crazy lady. But of her saying,
it's really cute.
Yeah, of her saying the people who were trying to steal the heart, because Maui wasn't the only person. And then they brought up the lava monster. They made it out to seem like the lava monster was just like the crab or the coconut pirates, you know?
Right.
Right.
So that's why I didn't see it. They're kind of cute.
And then they go angry face.
It was like
Let
Mad
me
Max
put on my
water.
angry eyes.
It was like Mad Max on water, but technically that also makes it water world. So
Yeah,
Yeah,
I loved how when she jumped on the boat, she took one look and was like, coconuts. I got this.
Bam.
But yeah, Bliss, I could see what you mean.
Yeah, it's kind of like how my dad kind of ruined Kung Fu Panda for me. He told me he saw this coming, like with Po being very strong and powerful. I'm like, how did you see that coming? He's like, what is the one thing he had that the other fighters did not have? Being bubbly and practically impenetrable. So, yeah, I saw it coming. It was so freaking predictable, and you should have saw it coming. I'm like, Dad, you just ruined the movie for me a little bit.
Also,
there's nothing wrong with having something that you can predict.
Also, fun little thing. Can we just also say for the fact that The Rock stole someone's heart?
Yeah.
I mean,
which also happened to be a rock.
Oh.
Whose turn?
I think I pass it back to Abby. Yeah, Abby.
Okay. Yeah, there's very little I can really nitpick on this, but I guess, I feel like there's a couple little issues I have with it. I felt like, you know, there's the Kakamoro part with all of, you know, the coconut pirates. I felt like that wasn't long enough, or we didn't get them fleshed out enough, because it was just such a quick moment, and it was just so brief, and they're there just to get the stone, and then once they're taken down, it's like all done so quickly, and I'm like, no way, they especially with like, you know, advertising especially, it's just kind of like almost like with the whole Joker thing with Suicide Squad, where these certain things are pushed far more in the advertising to sell it, and then you go into it and you're like, wait, they weren't covered as much. Like freaking poor Pua the pig. I'm also going to bring up Pua. Like, I was really hoping to see more Pua because, well, I mean, not only is Pua freaking adorable, but yeah, I was kind of hoping to see if he would be like a usable sidekick, but then I guess
said it was just the chicken. I'm just like, can't we get the chicken and the pig? No? Okay.
Yeah!
Especially that's the way they advertised it, is seeing Pua and Hey Hey together, and you see them interacting. It's freaking hilarious because you have this pig that is like looking at this chicken like, what the hell is this? Is this bird's problem? And so I was hoping for them to have like a little bit more chemistry, but then no, it's like Pua jumps in the boat with Moana. He gets scared of the water after they capsize and almost drowns. At least I can say, okay, the movie gave him a justifiable reason to like not immediately want to go back into the water after that, but at the same time, I'm like, it's the you know, I was kind of hoping to see more Pua. I was hoping to see more of the Coconut Pirates because they were freaking hilarious, and their designs are so much fun. Like, no two masks looked exactly the same. The leader was in it for like 5 seconds. He looked like he could have been intimidating wearing that, the shark jaws on his mouth. And I mean, it was the whole thing. It looked so interesting. I wish we had more covered of that. And yeah, and then, but at least to bring up a positive about Hey Hey being involved in all that, he was freaking hilarious. And I think even Ron Clements, you know, one of the directors, he said this is supposed to be the dumbest character in the history of Disney animation.
Oh, they did a great job.
And but I think what was, to bring a positive about Hey Hey seemingly being pointless, it's like, I think in itself he has a message. His presence has a message of like the seemingly pointless and seemingly useless, where, you know, everybody in the village was even like, what the heck is wrong with this bird? You know, shouldn't we just eat him? And Moana was quick to like defend him, and be like, no, just keep him around. And it's almost like they brought out his potential, and he actually was. I mean, it's because of him that the heart was okay and the heart got saved. You know, in the end of the movie. So you have to admit, it's like having Hey Hey on board was actually pretty good. You know, it was one of those things you weren't expecting to be good to have there, but yeah, Hey Hey being this clueless chicken, and yet he was very useful, and he was a very sweet bird, despite being clueless 99% of the time.
Maybe that was the point. Maybe they didn't want to give you a character that seemed like it could be useful, so that when it finally is useful, it's kind of a surprise.
Especially when you're stranded out in like the middle of the ocean. If you're like you and you have nowhere to go, and all you're stuck with is this chicken that doesn't know how to navigate. All it knows is that the moment it wakes up on a boat, it looks around, all it sees is water, and it just freaks out. And it immediately tries walking into the water.
That's the appropriate reaction is scream when you're in the middle of nowhere on a boat, surrounded by water. I'd scream too.
Yeah. So,
would you stop if we put a coconut on your head, Zach?
Yes, I would feel much better. It's my safety. It's my safety coconut.
Even the water was having enough of this this chicken's literal shit. Just like
like here, you go in here, you go in there, you stay in there, bang.
Yes,
now then.
Like I'm not saving you again. The water just like slams him into a basket, slams the lid on, throws him under deck, slams the lid over the. Like, yeah, no, we're not doing this.
I just love the moment where Moana's talking about her plan, and she puts Hey in the boat like storage unit, being like, not like you understand any of this because you are a chicken.
Yeah.
Who do you pass it to, Abby?
I mean, we're going to order, so it's you.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So.
Okay. So. I didn't really have any sort of...
Oh, no, it was golden. It was golden, never mind.
Yeah.
Okay, golden then.
Go.
Okay. I technically don't have anything negative to say about it. I do have a bit of a nitpick, but it's not at the fault of the movie. It's at the fault of somebody who decided to post something on Twitter about it. Now, let's talk about You're Welcome. I love the song.
Oh, boy.
Who here has talked about the rap verse?
Well, look, girl, I can go on and on. I can explain every natural phenomenon.
The Rock is rapping. Why are you complaining?
So don't get me wrong. I loved it. I love that they gave it the Turn to Stone formula with it. Kind of like one of the Hamilton songs had the Turn to Stone formula with it. I'll probably have to explain that at some other time. But before I saw the movie, who was it who posted that tweet about...
Pinky Rose did.
Pinky Rose. Pinky Rose, you overhyped it. You said there was going to be a song of rap. I was expecting that to be an entire number, not a verse.
She said exactly there was rap in a Disney movie. She didn't say there was a rap song in a Disney movie, Brett. You are overhyping her overhyping.
No, because...
I am the hype!
You can't blame me for assuming that.
No, I can, because you took a very vague statement and made it something big, Mr. I don't want to give expectations to things.
Yeah, well, expectations are going to be thrown into me one way or another. And if you're going to say something like, rap is going to be in this movie, what do you think is going to happen? Oh, you mean like there's going to be a rap song?
No.
That's the first thing that would appear in my head. So, I'm sorry, Pinky Rose. You should have chosen your words better.
You should choose your listenings better. I'm not going... I stand with Pinky Rose.
Oh, dear.
But in all seriousness, I would have loved to have seen a lot more rap done in, like, something like Moana. That's just a nitpick, though. It's a very minor nitpick. Imagine if Lin-Manuel had full control over his musical numbers for another Disney movie.
No, I mean, it's not like he only knows how to write rap.
I didn't say that. I did not say that.
Fight!
I mean, if there was like, imagine if he had more on rap lyrics, like wrote an entire rap song in a Disney movie. It would show that rap lyrics can work in musical, because before then we had something like Trolls, which involved some rap, and it did not sit well with me.
Well, I think they used just enough.
It was the perfect amount of rapping, too. The Rock is rapping! Why are you complaining?
We gotta give this back to Kichi.
Yeah.
I get your point, though, Fox.
Yeah.
No.
Okay,
What the hell is
I didn't really have any negative points about the movie, or at least none that come to mind, so I'm just gonna say something good, too.
Yay!
I love that we get a character, a Disney princess, who's not magical, like, the only thing she is smart and athletic. Like, she doesn't have any particular set of, like, magical, what's most or... Yeah, she's not a waterbender, the ocean just happens to be alive, but I don't really count that as her magic. She is willing to face down a giant lava monster.
She ain't scared, no demon.
Yeah, she's not scared, and in the beginning, she's willing to sacrifice all of her hopes and dreams because her village needs her to be the chief. In most other Disney films, whoever the main character is, they're gonna be like, I'm gonna do what I want to do, screw all of you, I'm gonna go on a magical adventure!
Except I can relate to that. I mean, like, yeah, we had a discussion about this, and I could get into a debate, but the movie Brave, the girl has to get, married to one of these tribes' sons, or there's going to be a freaking war. Why does there have to be a war if she doesn't choose somebody to marry? Y'all were getting along before she got married, so what's the problem?
Bliss, that's the movie. You can't really complain about the plot and conflict of the movie because without it there would be no movie.
Oh my god, guys, chill.
Without it, there would be no movie. I cannot. I don't know. I don't get people being like, well, if this didn't happen, then this wouldn't happen. I'm like, then you wouldn't have a movie.
Yeah, and plus,
my thing is that I kind of side with Merida. I wouldn't like to be forced to do something because you just have to do it. But
the thing is, I'm talking about Moana.
We're talking about Moana here, Bliss.
Well, I know. I like how this was set up because her dad's the chief, and her dad says you have a responsibility to your people, and rather than
Peachy's point,
it was, and Bliss just hijacked my point.
Sorry, shut it up.
But anyway, like I was saying, I just like that. For example, in other movies, like, I think they tried to do something similar to this with Princess and the Frog, but it just wasn't as, well received because of, I don't know, marketing or whatever. But you have this just smart character who gets out of everything with her wit instead of just some magical MacGuffin.
Yeah, that's why I love Tiana. I love Tiana.
Yeah, Tiana was great. Like, Tiana was great. I think Tiana is what... It is a personality similar to Moana. They would probably be really good friends.
Oh, yes.
But yeah, I just like that she's not like Little Mermaid where she's willing to go off on some magical adventure just because she wants to meet a guy or just because she's bored. Like, she sees that her village is dying and her grandmother tells her to go on her deathbed, and that's the only time she goes.
Yeah, that broke my heart. I cannot imagine how painful that must have been for her.
Yeah, her and her parents. Can you imagine the grandmother just died and then your daughter is gone and presumed dead?
Yep.
I mean, when you saw her mother's face when she was helping Moana pack up her stuff, that was one of the saddest looks I've ever seen a mom give.
Yeah, she's just looking at her like, I know you have to go, but I really hate that you have to go. Go before I stop you.
Go before your dad stops you.
Exactly.
Yeah, that too. Can you imagine how pissed her dad was when they found out you let her do what?
I mean, her dad was willing, because of his fear of the ocean, to throw out the heart of life.
Well, he didn't think it was real,
Yeah, I know, to be fair.
Yeah, he thought the whole thing was just a fairy tale. He didn't think it was real. He was just scared because his friend died because of his inexperience with dealing with the sea.
It's perfectly logical, though, for him to think that and protect his daughter. I would be in that same position, too.
I'm happy that context was quickly covered, but it made the point clear. But I think one of my other things that, going back to Kiji's point about, like, her having to leave on her grandmother's deathbed, like, the one part I really love when the song is playing and her mother just comes in to help her pack, and she's really frantic about it, and you could see that she's terrified that I just lost my mother-in-law, I may be losing my daughter here, but this is what she wanted, this is what the grandmother wanted, there's something has got to be done, and if this is the only way, then by God, I will help my daughter do this. But,
so I guess I'll pass it to Toon, because Bliss took all the rest of my points.
Oh, shit! I did!
Wait, did everybody go?
I think so.
Okay, so real quick also, we didn't get to mention this. Did we all like the short before the movie?
Oh, that's so cute. It reminded me of Inside Out.
That's what everyone was worried about, was just going to be another Inside Out.
No, they did it differently because they only focused on 2 different parts here, and it got really, really sad. I'm just like, oh.
It just went on a dark turn all of a sudden, like, not just in the comedic sense, but then it's like, when it actually got emotional, it's just like, whoa.
Yeah, live a little, walked into his grave.
Fun fact, did you know the secret project name of it was secretly YOLO?
Really?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm kidding.
Really?
I'm kidding. But no, I honestly think this movie. This short
it
was
seems
YOLO.
like it though.
You know what's something I really liked about it, though, that I think is something that was a good touch, was that they didn't have him quit his job or anything. They just had him go on a fun lunch break. Like, he did go back to his job. It was showing that, you know, you don't have to pick one complete side of logic or complete emotion. You can balance them out.
Yeah, and you can make your workplace fun.
Yeah, and there was actually, if I may bring up, there was, I think 73 years ago, Disney did a short called Reason and Emotion. I don't know if any of you guys have seen it.
I know that one, because, like, didn't they have Emotion as, like, a caveman or something?
Emotion was like a rowdy, crazy caveman who was very spur of the moment, and then you had Reason, who was very calculated and logical and very controlled, and but then you showed how you can't have one being more dominant than the other. It has to be a balancing act, and that's what I was constantly thinking of for this. And I think that was even a longer short. It might have been slightly longer short than actually this one. So I just thought that was interesting, though, that the whole time I'm like watching this, I'm like thinking this is almost parallel to Reason and Emotion. If you guys, and if y'all haven't in the chat haven't looked it up, just go look it up. I think there's only maybe one video of it on YouTube. Just look up Reason and Emotion Disney cartoon.
But hey, at least it's not as sad as that one Western short that came out recently.
Oh my god!
Don't remind me of that.
Out of time. It's not an official short from any like company. It's an independent short, but it's made by Pixar animators.
Yeah,
right.
it's like they have a program where if some of the animators want to do something in their own time, they can submit the idea and get approved to use the Pixar assets and I assume equipment to make it. And that's what they did in their spare time, and it's so dark and depressing and sad.
Like, Pixar, are you okay?
Do you need a hug?
Need some cocoa? Need a warm blanket? Because, I mean, jeez, guys.
Yes, so, overall, I think we all enjoyed this. I think we give this a 10 out of 10. Now that we're at the end of this, if you've made it this far, Key, what should they put?
You should put which 2016 Disney movie did you guys like better, Zootopia or Moana?
I still like Zootopia.
Out.
Now, it's kind of like choosing between an apple and an orange. You know, they're both delicious.
Well, I'm not saying which one is objectively the better movie. I'm just asking about personal preference.
Which one they like better?
I enjoyed Zootopia the most, but man, Moana is a very, very close second.
Yeah, I'll say that I laughed at Zootopia more, but I think Moana is the better movie.
Yeah, I could see that. What about you, Fox?
I can't really make an answer on those two. I mean, like Bliss said, they're both comparing apples and oranges.
Okay.
They're two different movies.
Okay, if I had two DVDs, one of Moana, one of Zootopia, and I said, pick one for us to watch tonight, which one would you pick?
That would depend on what I'm in the mood for.
Okay, right now, what would you be in the mood for?
Well, put it this way. Like, Moana, I feel like, has a better balance between drama and comedy. Whereas Zootopia tends to have a bit more comedy. But Zootopia, I feel like, tackles more
topical modern issues.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, whereas Moana is more of a fantasy. So, yeah, it's like, ooh, pick which one I want to... Do I want to go into more fantasy, or do I want to go into more modern, furry?
Oh, I have a
it's hard.
I have a good comparison. Fantasy versus fantasy. Moana versus Kubo.
Kubo, I'm sorry, Kubo, I'm taking that all the way.
Yeah, Kubo would win.
Moana.
Haven't seen Kubo, so
But
can't say.
But anyway, thank you all for joining us for Roundtable is Disney Magic.
Hey, it works.
If you like this video,
Punch that like button in the face.
Like a boss!
Like a boss!
And high fives all around.
But yes, go subscribe to everyone's channels here, or check out our DAs and everything we have.
Especially Lawrence.
Especially Lauren and Kichis. Check them out. They are our special guests. And Toon, remind them of the schedule changes this week.
Yes, also real quick, thank Pastel Script for this lovely title card. Gotta say, it's very nice. I love how we're all like on a postcard, just having fun. But yes, the schedule change. If you're watching this, due to some changes that are going on Friday and Sunday, I am moving the streams. So next week there will be streams on Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturday, and I will reveal what I'm doing on those days when they come too. If you, of course, like this video, go ahead, you know what to do. If you liked this video watching it live on Twitch, you know what to do. Go ahead and subscribe to my Twitch. It'll notify you whenever I do these streams. I think with that being said, thank you all for watching, and we will see you on the next roundtable, where we will be digging in to Season 2 of MLP. So yeah, have a great rest of your week, and stay awesome.